Hello students, my name is Professor Kraus and I will be a professor for this introduction to missions in the fall 2025. This is going to be sort of a course introduction and syllabus review video, and so it will be very helpful in helping you to understand sort of what's going on in the course, what to expect from me, what to expect in the course, and how you can be prepared for day one. So let's get started and kind of go over some of the basics. My name is, of course, as you can see on the screen, Dr. Philip Kraus Jr. I've been teaching at Carolina University for about 5 years, teaching a lot of the missions and evangelism, introduction to Christianity, a lot of different courses. I've been married for 20 years, have 4 kids of my own, ranging from 17 all the way down to 10. And also got 2 kids that we are now fostering, so house can be pretty crazy. Enjoy teaching. I'm also a pastor. That's my true love when it comes to work, is pastoring a local church in Germantown, North Carolina, right down the road from Carolina U. And so it is awesome to be a pastor and to be able to think about missions and lead my church towards missions, but also be able to teach in a university context and what I hope is a helpful course for you. Now, for our course starts in August 18th, that Monday, and right off the bat, day one, we're going to be in the classroom together. This video is for both the online course and the in-person or hybrid course. This syllabus is for the hybrid course, but this syllabus covers everything. It's practically the same syllabus outside of an additional requirement for those of you who are online regarding discussion forum when we get to it. So if you're watching this video, whether you're online or hybrid student, this is for you. The other thing, if you are a hybrid student, in-person, in-class student, our class time is going to be Monday from 9:30 to about 10:30 each week. We'll be in class together for 7 weeks. We're going to be in Deeds 105, which is one of the bigger classrooms, the bottom level of the Deeds building. As for the course, you are going to need 2 books, 3 books really. The Bible. You're going to need 1 major textbook called Missiology. It's edited by John Mark Terry, and what I like about this book is rather than one person trying to do it all, he has found experts from all over the world to cover specific aspects of missions and write in their speciality. And so these chapters are 9-10 pages long. It's a very broad book, and we're going to be using most of that book. Almost every chapter we're going to be covering at some point or another and touching on. Now, you're also going to be required to read and write on a missionary biography. Now, to be very specific here, it needs to be a missionary biography, not a Christian, not someone you know, not a church leader, not a pastor. This needs to be someone whose primary vocation was a missionary. There is going to be a quiz. If you can look right here on the screen, your coursework. Go down here to week 4, your missionary biography choice. By week 4, you need to be able to let me know what is the name of your book and its author, so I can make sure that it's long enough and it's it works. And then the final week of the class, you're going to be turning that missionary biography. And so missionary biographies are always great. I love reading them. I love reading y'all's papers on them. Let's look at the main requirements and assignments for the course. The first one is just going to be the basic reading and discussion form. Because we're only in class together for an hour a week, and for those of you who are online, I don't really get to even see you, we are going to have a discussion forum. Now, for those of you who are online, this is going to be a different discussion forum than the one you're going to do for your weekly lectures. The weekly lecture ones, you're just going to write 100 to 200 words, sort of your participation grade, letting me know that, yes, I watched the lectures and understood them. For this one, it's going to be based on the reading. And so each week I'm going to post a more open-ended question. You're going to write no less than 300 words on that question. And that's going to be for every single week. Number 2, you're going to write more of a what do you call it? Not really a research paper per se, but you're going to be writing a researched paper. And what this paper is going to do is you are going to look at any missional theme found in the Bible. One of the main things we're going to look at in this course is how the Bible demonstrates, talks about, exemplifies mission from cover to cover. And that means that no matter where we go in the Bible, we should see different pieces or parts of mission demonstrated or displayed in the Bible. And so you're going to be able to pick a theme. I've given you some themes here, but every year students find their own theme that they're very interested in. And then you are going to research it using, notice here, no less than 4 different sources. The Bible does not count, but your textbook counts, and your textbook is usually a very good source for you. And then you're going to have no less than 8 citations. And so you can have 10 different sources, but this is your opportunity to get outside of just your opinion and actually read what other people are saying about mission. And so if I'm writing on evangelism, notice these 4 sections here. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce the theme. I'm going to introduce what exactly I'm attempting to do in my paper. Number 2, I'm going to explain what evangelism is. I'm going to find a good book that defines evangelism. I'm going to explain that. Then I'm going to go and I'm going to look through and I'm going to interact with Scripture. I'm going to find where evangelism is demonstrated in the Old Testament and New Testament. I'm going to give quotes from Scripture. I'm going to find other books that point out where evangelism is in Scripture. And then finally, I'm going to bring it all together with a conclusion. So this is not like a super long research paper, but it is a paper where you're going to have to think, but also rely on research. And so if you have any questions about if your theme's appropriate or would be good, then you can reach out to me. Here's your biography paper, 3-page double space. So we're not talking about a super long paper. More than anything, I want you to show me that you understand this person and their work. Within this 3-page double space paper, you are going to tackle 4 different main themes that I want you to draw out from the book and the life of your missionary. You're going to explain their background. You're going to look at the different trials, discouragements, and setbacks that they experienced before and during their time on the mission field. You're going to explain the context that they served. What was it like? What sort of people were they around? Were they successful? All those, maybe give a story or 2 from the missionary biography demonstrating what the mission field was like. And then you're going to offer 3 lessons learned from the life of your missionary. What are 3 things that really stood out about that missionary? So again, maybe the hardest part of this assignment is just getting in the time to read. 150 pages though, is 40 pages a week. If you start off, week 1, you'll be done in no time, and it won't be that bad. But if you have any questions, reach out. 4th assignment is going to be there's a reason behind it. It's another writing assignment, but this one is related to the church and missions. And so you're going to sit down with a pastor or mission director in the church that you currently attend, or if you are at school and you do not attend a church, then you can reach out to me and I'll give you some different options. But you are going to discuss, you're going to come up with really good questions for this pastor, this mission director, this mission leader, asking about their, what are they doing right now? What are they doing in their preaching? What are they doing with their equipping their members for local, short-term, or long-term overseas missions? You're going to kind of examine and discover what their past, current, and future plans for missions and missionaries are, and then you're going to type up a 1 to 2 page paper sort of overviewing and critiquing. This is your opportunity. This is not us trying to bash churches or leaders, but kind of based on what you're learning in this class, what you think they could be doing better and what you think that they're doing well, because every church is likely doing at least one thing well. And so that's going to be a short 1 to 2 page paper where you're really going to be able to ask the better questions you ask, the better your paper is going to be. And then finally, we have your final exam, which is going to open the last week of class, Wednesday through, that says Saturday, it should say Sunday. you're going to have 4 to 5 days, and I'm going to be going over, there's really 4 main things we're going to cover in the course. There's going to be 4 to 5 main things that's going to be on your final exam. Now, here's your course schedule. Now, each week, both the online and the in-person hybrid students are going to watch the same lectures. By week 1, every lecture is already going to be posted, broken down in your resources. So if you, right now they're not up yet because I got to move them over there. But you go to your resources and you're going to be able to find week 1, week 2, week 3. They're going to be in order. And so, like, for example, week 1, right here, week 1, that you're going to need to make sure you watch the introduction syllabus, which is going to be posted. The missiology, theology of missions, goal and fuel of missions. This right here are the pages that you should be reading in our main textbook. If you see like Luke 24 here, that means you're going to be reading parts of the Bible, but a lot of these chapters are going to be touching on the Bible too. Now, for the in-person students, this is what we're going to be discussing in class, right? We're not just going to be me talking about the same stuff in the lectures, but we're going to be getting down to a deeper context. For those of you who are online, you're going to watch the lectures and then participate in that discussion forum where you're going to write about the lectures and your main takeaways. But here are the weeks broken down, what you're reading each week. The topics, so you're going to kind of see, like, starting out, we're going to look at the foundation of missions, then we're going to be looking at mission in the Bible, missions in history, and then we're going to get to the practical part of what's going, current trends, the calling, all those sort of things. Cross-cultural missions, the church and missions, and then hopefully week 7, if I can get a missionary to come speak, that is our goal. If you have any questions about the breakdown of the course or assignments, please let me know. Here's your course grading, what to expect. Last thing I really need to touch on, 2 things. First is communication. Make sure to communicate with me early and often if you're going to be missing for any reason or you get behind. Make sure if you are a hybrid student, that you are attending and participating in class, not showing up late, that sort of thing. And then let's talk about AI, because we've had so many problems lately. I have as a professor. AI can be useful. It can be a useful tool. It can help us brainstorm. It can help us think through ideas. But too many students are. Maybe you're too stressed out, you're worried about doing a bad job, or you just run out of time, you're waiting too late, and so you end up throwing in a prompt to OpenAI, and then the AI is writing for you. The bad thing is, number 1, it's you're being lazy. Number 2, you're breaking school rules, course policies, and school policies. Number 3, you're not even trying. You're not learning to do this because the AI is just doing it for you. And so let me just warn you on the warning part. Let me warn you that we have software and we have different ways. I've done this long enough that I know the difference between AI language and AI writing and student writing. And if I notice that papers, discussion forums are being written by AI, we'll put it through the software. We'll start reaching out to the powers that be. Not that I want to do that. I don't, but I want to be fair to all students, and it's not fair for some students to be working and some students just to be turning in papers written by AI. It is not to be used whatsoever for exams. There should be no internet open whatsoever. So if you're going to use AI for something, for this course, it shouldn't really be used, because the discussion forums are just opinions that I want from you. The papers you're going to be writing, like even the missional themes, is very specific. It's going to be very obvious if AI writes it. And so just, be honest. If you need an extra day or an extra week on an assignment, let me know. Do that before you try to take the shortcut. And then if you're looking for some extra books or some things like that, here's a bibliography with a lot of extra works if you're interested in reading more about missions. So that is sort of the introduction to our course and the syllabus. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Let me know, and I look forward to meeting all of y'all soon. God bless.